Hi, thank you for joining me. My name is Carrie, and today we're going to work with the command line to interact with the SQL server, in this case, MySQL. In this video, we will review logging in, and then we'll create a new database. Before we get started, note that I will use caps for the commands that you will use and lowercase for the words or name that I made up. MySQL is case insensitive, but this is a convention just for clarity purposes. You can use the same database as me if you want, but you probably are here so that you can use your own stuff. First, figuring out how to log in can take longer than creating the database, arguably. In the video manuscript, I have included several methods of logging in, some password required, some not. Just make sure when you're in the command prompt, your current directory is in the bin folder where MySQL is stored. The directory path should look something like what is written in the video manuscript. Also note that the command line, unlike MySQL, is case sensitive. You may have used Google already to find out how to log in. Indeed, there's many ways. I've supplied a few methods in the video details that you can try, some password protected, some not. If you use a non-password protected method, avoid putting anything on the database that needs to be secure. Practice or academic data is fine. But if it's like for a client or something like that, wouldn't recommend it. If you're still having trouble logging in, feel free to leave a comment. Just make sure you're in the bin folder of the MySQL path, everything is spelled correctly, and remember, MySQL is not case sensitive, but the command line is case sensitive. And of course, make sure you're using the correct login credentials. It seems obvious, but these things can make a huge difference. So, you notice that I am already logged in here. Hopefully you've gotten here. And once we're inside the MySQL server, we can start playing around. Show databases will list all the databases that you've made so far. Say you don't have any databases yet. So we can create database, I'm going to call mine apothecary. That semicolon just tells MySQL that you're finished with the statement. If you forget it, you can just add it on the end. I already have a database apothecary, so I'm going to delete it. And so let's try it one more time. There we go. If you get an error, usually MySQL is nice and it tells you what's going on. Sometimes it's more difficult than that to figure out the error, but just have patience. Drop database means delete it. Create database, of course, is to create a new database. And if you see this query okay, then that means that it worked. Of course, if you don't see an error, that's good news too. If you want to open a database, you can go use and then whatever database you want to use. In this case, I'm going to use apothecary. And this essentially opens, so to speak, that database. So once you've done that, you can show tables to review what's inside. Of course, we just created this database, so we don't have one. So since we have no tables, let's create one, and I'm going to do that in my next video. Thanks for watching.